What is going on, guys? My name is Motoh, and today you are going to be watching that a little announcement that I announced in my last video that was going to be happening. And it is pretty much going to be announcing my series that I'm going to do solely based pretty much out of the YouTube channel, possibly off of a Facebook page. I'm not completely certain just yet. But yeah, here it is. So basically it is going to be the MXGP3 Moto Open. Because I didn't have anything else that would be original to call it. And pretty much it's going to be a 9-race series with 2 relegation races and then 1 final constructors blow-off shootout race and all of that good stuff. So let me explain kind of what you're looking at right here. It's really sloppy because I had to rush it. Obviously, as I said in the last time I made a video, I didn't have quite a lot of time to actually make videos or even really do anything in general because of my just busy schedule for work right now and all the stuff going around in my family and all that stuff. So here it is. So basically, there's going to be 4 qualifying races where hopefully we'll have a full 12-man lobby each time. And basically, I believe that I'm going to try to limit everybody who does want to do it, if we do end up getting around 24, to just 2 races. That way they'd be like kind of randomly shuffled into 2, and there's not going to be this thing where, oh, somebody's racing a 3rd race, meaning somebody else is left out. So it's going to be a little bit weird how I have to run it, but I will assure you it will work, and everybody will get a position in this tournament series. So basically, obviously, P1 through 3 are going to go to the A class, which are going to be racing for 1st through 12th right here. And then the B class is going to be 4th through 6th, and they're going to go to race for 13th through 24th, which I know, oh man, so no matter what, right off the bat, you're going to get immediately put into a class. And that's going to suck because, oh, what happens if I'm really good and I just have a bad race and get put into B class? Well, this is where it's going to make up for it. After 3 races into the series, there's going to be the first relegation race, which if you don't know what relegation is, it's basically where you get demoted. And basically what's going to happen here is that the bottom 3, possibly bottom 4 people out of the A class, so the people that are in P 12 through 9 or 8 through 12, whichever one I decide to go with, are going to be racing against the top 8 or top 9 in B class for those A class positions. So that way the B class people do have an opportunity. Now, the thing with that is then it leaves out the people who are finishing, you know, the last 4 or last 3 in B class. They're left out. Oh, why? Well, their spot is also going to be up for grabs for the people that did not quite make it to the qualifiers or just simply didn't find out about the series until after qualifying was already done. So basically, if they get out of the top 3 or 4 in those races, they're out of the tournament, which I know is kind of harsh, but I mean, in reality, you're going to give other people a better chance at getting in and all of that good stuff. As well as for A class, the top 3 people, the top 3 or 4 people out of that relegation race will move into A class, which will be nice for those guys who possibly just made a mistake during their qualifying race and, you know, just happened to just not make the cut for that. So basically, moving on, you're going to have the next 3 races into the next relegation race, which will be the exact same thing. So for example, say somebody in the first relegation for A class really made a big mistake and ended up just getting relegated to B. Well, this is their chance to get back into A, and it's going to be the exact same way with race 1. And then obviously the same thing with B class, where if they don't qualify in with people that want to get back in, or if there's nobody, honestly, if there's nobody who wants to join the series on race or on relegation race 2, then basically the relegation race for B class will not happen. It'll just stay with the people that are in. And it's just the same exact thing for both relegation races out of B class. Now, A class, no matter what, there will be a relegation race with B class and A class if we have enough people. Now, that is a big if because there does need to be enough people to run relegation races and run 2 classes for this setup to work. If there's only 12 people interested, then there will just be an A class and we'll just run a whole series. And if somebody else wants to get in, we could do a relegation race that way. But in reality, it's I'm just trying to get a good format out there, so bear with me on that. So moving forward, you get the relegation race 2 taken care of, and everybody's back in their position, and then you will have 3 more races, and then the championship will be decided. Whoever has the most points at the end of that series will win the title, obviously in that order and all that stuff. And then after that, it'll just be kind of a constructors / blow-off / shootout. Don't know exactly what I want to do with that, so that's why it says to be determined underneath that, because I really have no clue what I want to do. If I want it to be a shootout between the top people who qualified and all that stuff, just to have one last race for a blow-off, or even just having a constructors where everybody makes a certain team, and I guess I would try to limit that by getting like first place would be paired up with I don't know, maybe 13th in the points and 6th or something. I don't know. It'll be some way that makes it interesting and fun, and it'll all be broadcasted on my YouTube channel. From my perspective, I know I have a couple people that will be racing that will be also broadcasting, and all of that good stuff. So really quickly want to say the point award system is still unknown. I have no idea how I'm going to structure that. This is basically the idea that I have, is either going to be the top 20 or top 24, and how that would work for the top 24 at least would be that the top 20 would get normal points you'd see in a Supercross series at least, or even in outdoors, and then the last 4 would just get 1 point, which would be the exact same thing, I believe, as 20th position. So everybody gets points. Now, I'm not completely sure if that's how I'm going to do it, but I think that's probably the best way to do it. So hopefully that works out and all of that good stuff. Like I said, that's to be determined as well underneath that. Now, there are going to be a few questions, I know, regarding the qualifying and how, what happens when it gets to race 4 and pretty much a third or 3/4 of the people have already been put into the races, and that would mean that there's only going to be 6 people. Well, basically, they're going to qualify A or B, which is going to be a little weird. I don't know if I'm actually going to do that. I might try to just fill it up as quick as possible with A class. I might make it, I think I'm going to do P1 through 4, go to, it'll probably just be 3 qualifying races. I'm not sure. Of course, this is just a mock-up. I made it on the fly. This is the idea at the time. Of course, there's going to be changes to it eventually, which I will update you on that. But basically, all of this stuff is kind of the basic structure that I want to do with it. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the comments section below. This is also, real quick, want to shout out B-Funky. This is not a sponsored advertisement thing or anything, but this is the website that I use to make all my thumbnails, even though they're not very good. Still alright, not too bad. So that's the basic idea, guys. I hope you guys want to do this. Hopefully we can get a lot of people in here that want to do it. If it comes to a point where somehow we have the entire planet Earth wanting to do this, we will open up a C class, we will open up a D class, we will go all the way down the list. If we need to go to different things, we will do it. But I'm really doubtful that it'll go over B class if it even goes to B class. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. Now, I believe that what I'm going to try to do is we're going to try to make the qualifying races about 2 weeks after US release, which I really, honestly, I'm so tired right now. I believe it came out 3 days ago when I'm making the video, as you can see down right here in the calendar. So 3 days ago, so we still got at least, I think, 10 days, around 10 days, 10 to 11 days when these qualifying might happen. These races will happen. Now that's tentative based on my schedule as well, but that is the idea. Now, one thing I also wanted to announce about this is that nobody, not even myself, will know what races are going to be those tracks on the series. It's going to be completely random. I'm going to pretty much get a random website. I'll find a website that will pick randomly out of a selection that I make, where basically we will go in and each week I will just type in all the tracks, hit randomize, and the one it selects is the one that we will race for that weekend. And then immediately after we race that race is checked off. We're not going to race that again. And it'll go the same way for the relegation and all of that stuff. So that way it won't be like the MX versus ATV tournaments where you have all this time to practice one track alone, and that's all you're running. because I think that's the big buzzkill that was, for me at least. I know a lot of people really enjoyed it, and I loved the MX versus ATV tournaments. It was great, and I think they were structured well. But I think that that's the thing that burnt me out quite a lot, is that the people that had the time and had nothing else to do with themselves were able to sit there and play nothing but that track and get better than everybody else. So this will hopefully give a little bit easier time to the people that don't have as much time on their hands to practice. They'll have to practice every track, and that way maybe the track that, you know, everybody didn't get a lot of time on will be the one that gets picked. I won't even know until the day that it happens. So you will get a day for practice pretty much. Each day I'll just literally upload a 30-second video or something of that sort announcing the track. And I promise you it will be 110% randomized. So that way it's a surprise to everybody, including myself, on those given weekends. What else did I want to say? Okay. Going to the constructors thing, what I think I want to happen is I want to try to get teams. And I know that that's a little weird because obviously it's still to be determined, but I really heavily encourage you guys to make teams. I would say probably max it out about 4 if you guys are going to do it, 4 people per team, and all of that good stuff. And then we'll have a blow-off race at the end, and it'll be either a shootout or whatever, like it's shown on there. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button. Comment down below if you are interested in racing in these. These are going to be PS4 only, which kind of blows for Xbox, but I might get the Xbox copy, so that way I can race with you guys on the Xbox over there, and all of that good stuff. I'm going to leave my Twitter, my gamer tags, as well as the squads down below in the description. And as always, guys, my name is Moto, and I'm out.
Peace.
Bye.